Okay, guys. So real quickly, I'm not gonna make a extremely long video about this. I plan on making another video about it tonight on about Linux. I don't know if I'm gonna make it exactly tonight or if I might make it tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night. I gotta work tomorrow night. Then I gotta go back to work for the next couple of days, and then uh, New Year's Eve. I think they're gonna let me off. So then from there on, I'll be off until that Monday. But let me just get into this real quick, and I want to talk about some things real quick about my New Year's resolution and what you might can take from. You might be able to take a little something from my New Year's resolution that you might like pretty good. You might like and think that my New Year's resolution is actually pretty good. And well, if you would, let me kind of explain why I decided to do this New Year's resolution. And well, for one, is they say that it's one of the hardest endurance challenges that there is, and it's the pretty much considered the most hardest endurance challenge. And you think, well, hardest endurance challenge? What are you talking about? Getting stressed or something? Well, no, actually, that's not. It's not like a pain thing or anything else. It's not like a push myself to limits type thing. What it is it's one considered one of the most hardest endurance challenges because it's where you save you basically are saving a ton of money. All right, so for next 6 months, for not starting this week, this week coming, or about the time you probably see this video, you might be watching this video before you go to bed tonight because I'm planning on uploading it, here shortly. But my video, my plan is to not spend a penny on anything that's non necessities. Only on the bare bones minimum necessities. And I mean just nothing but food, gas, and get back and forth to work. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the way the economy's looking, it's not looking too good. Everything's looking like shit. And if we know anything about the last recession, we can look and see what happened in the last recession. In the last recession, the most valuable thing was the money you had to bank. It's that simple. The most valuable thing you had in the last recession was money you had in the bank. So that's one of the things. Well, another driving factor for this whole thing is to get basically a whole lot more money up, but it doesn't look. I'm looking at it from a perspective that the whole system was pretty much about March. I'm thinking it's going to go January, February, and then March. That's what I'm thinking. I'm really looking at it. I'm thinking January, February, and March it's going to start being a decline, and it's going to decline probably from March until June. And at that point, I don't know if I'll have any other choice but to save money and not spend on anything else except for just the bare necessities. Now, as a part of my New Year's resolution, I can buy one or two things. I can buy each week. All right, now that's each week. I can buy one or two things each week. Now it's one of three things each week. Okay, I can buy a dozen canned goods. Food canned goods. I can buy a dozen canned goods a week. I got some old stuff in there that's been in there since 2016 canned goods. They're a little too old to be kind of trying to eat right now. They're just a little bit too old because I've been prepping since like a long time. So some of those canned goods have been sitting around since 2016. And I didn't quite pay attention to my rotation good enough, and I found some that's still in 2016. So I should have rotated out a little sooner. I've also got some now that pretty much at this point right now, if I get them eaten right now and start changing them out for new, I'll be doing pretty good. So I got some canned goods that's like 2020 and this is 2025 going on 26, and that's not really like the expiration date of them. It's like their best buy. Their best buy date was like in 2022, something like that, 2023, and generally speaking, with canned goods, you can eat it up to about 5 to 6 years later after it goes past the best buy date. It really doesn't go bad. What happens is it doesn't really go bad. And what happens is it just basically doesn't have the nutritional good value that it had before, because it dissipates and it loses the nutritional value that it had before. So it's not really good to be eating my way on past that. So you have to know how long you can go past them. And generally, vegetable type canned goods are 5 years past the best buy date, the 6 years past the best buy date. So it's kind of good to trade out your stock. Now, if in a grid down situation and all hell's broke loose and everything else, you can eat them up to about 10 to 12 years past about 10 years past their best buy date. But in a situation like right now, it's probably not a good idea. It's probably just eat it, trade it out, and get new, because you got a chance. You got that chance. So that's part of the deal. And like I said, I can buy one of three things. And one of three things I can buy. One of the three things I can buy that's non-necessity on my New Year's resolution is I can also buy Mylar bags if I need the Mylar bag dry foods. Okay, that's the part of the deal. The next part of the deal, the last part of the deal, is I kind of want to get a little bit more of some maybe 40 Smith & Wesson ammo, maybe some more ammo for 40 Smith & Wesson. Like I don't have enough ammo, but I don't have enough ammo for the 40 Smith & Wesson. So in that period of time, let's say I buy a box of 40 Smith & Wesson, and so that week I cannot spend no more than for a box of that 40 Smith & Wesson. Because I don't reload the 40 Smith & Wesson. I probably could, because I reload the 45, but I don't really think I have the dies. I'd have to check, but the 45 is not the same as the 40, so I'd have to check and see if it'd be possible at all for me to reload a 40. I don't know if it'd be possible. I haven't never tried, so I'd have to check. But like I said, I have never tried, so I don't know. I don't know if those the dies and then the push rods and stuff like that will, because it's like a push rod that you got to use too, like comes down and then the push rod and all that. I don't know if that will work with the 40 Smith & Wesson or not. I don't know. I'd have to check, see if the 45 does. I don't have any 10 millimeter stuff around here, so the 40's quite similar to the 10 millimeter. So I don't really have a 10 millimeter around here. So I'm talking about the casing, the diameters. It's about, so I don't know. Anyway, so I don't reload 40. I don't. So I only got one gun that's 40. Well, I got two guns that's 40 Smith & Wesson, but I don't reload 40 Smith & Wesson. I reload 45. I reload 9 millimeter, and I reload the 38 Special and 357 mag, and I also reload AKs and 308s. Those are the ones I reload. And if you got an AK and you got a 308, well, pretty much you'd have to understand how reloads work. But it's 7.62 by 39, 7.62 by 50 by 51. Okay, so you'd have to understand how it works. But if you got one, then basically you sort of almost have the other. So I pretty much reload those two, and I reload 9 and 38, which is really quite similar too, but they're not exactly similar. But you can reload the 9 and the 30 and the 38 pretty much together at the same time, off the same dies, and then you can pretty much reload the almost anyway off the same dies, and it doesn't take much of any kind of change at all. Anyway, I'm not going to get into reloading. I don't teach reloading on the channel for a reason. I don't show reloading on the channel because, and there's a reason why, is because I'm worried that if I were to basically teach you reloading and get on here and show you how to reload and teach you how to like, you know, do the whole deal, I'm worried that you'll make squib loads. I'm worried that you'll try to overpowder your shot, and if you do that, it can be catastrophic. Or you can make very bad loads. You can make underpowered loads. You can do a lot of stuff and really mess up if you don't really have any kind of experience with reloading. Because reloading, it's good to reload, and you get a lot more accuracy with reload. But I don't get into it because I'm worried about that. I'm worried about teaching you that. Anyway, we're not going to get into any more about reloading. I'm not talking about reloading anymore. I haven't quite done the whole deal. I just know that I just know the ones I reload, and so I'm just know the ones I reload. And I'm just saying I reload 308, 7.62 by 39, 9mm, 357 and 38 special, and the and 308, 7.62 by 39, and 9mm. So 7.6. So those are the ones I do. Those 5 calibers. So I don't reload anything else other than those 5 calibers. Okay, but I'm not going to teach you how to do it. Moving on past that subject. So let me get into talking real quickly about why another reason why that it may be good for you to do it too. And if you may watch my past video, and you watch my past video, I told you about a flip phone. You know, having a flip phone. You know, how it could be good for you to have one of these things. Well, if you got the home internet service, you can always just do this. You'd be surprised. I was blown away after getting this little guy. I was blown away at how much that we want to tap on our phone and look at our phone and look at the internet on our phone and pay attention. How much we want to pay attention to the internet on our smartphone. It'll blow you away how much that we want to check different things, YouTube and Facebook and so on and so forth, and all the social media accounts. And then after getting this little guy, and it's got a radio app plugged into it, and I was blown away by just the overall amount of tapping and stuff like that, and how much I want to click, and how much I want to watch videos on YouTube, and how much I want to do this and how much I want to do that. So I'm not really going to talk a whole lot about it, but I mean, when I was at work, when I first went to work the first day, and then the first week of going to work with this guy, it was wow, it was a withdrawal. I mean, it was really a withdrawal by not having my smartphone on me. It really was. Now, there was times that I actually legitimately wanted to look up something because somebody asked me a serious question that I didn't have an answer to. So I'm in luck that I can walk up to one of the company computers and I can actually look on a company computer. And I'm also at luck that I got my computer at the house, and then this thing also has hotspot too. But I'm also at luck that I have my computer at the house too. So while I have a computer at the house and I have my hotspot here, you know, at any given time, if I need to look up something on a computer or something like that too, that helps. That I can also look up on my computer. So, but just as far as traveling around, and another thing too I like about this little guy, he's light, he's small, he fits real nicely in my pocket. I can walk around with this guy all day in my pocket and not even know I have him there. And they even have little carrying cases for these little guys. Pretty cool. I'm not going to get into it. They also have, this is just the Dayview Flex. They have better ones. They have some that's like they have some that's much better. It's made by Nokia. They're like the 2780, stuff like that. So there's better ones than this. But this is officially sponsored by Cricket. It's actually officially made by Cricket. The only one they really have I think they have another one, but this is pretty much the main guy for Cricket. It's a 4G phone, so it does pretty good. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty good little phone. You can even listen to YouTube videos on it. And I got some music installed. I got some music in here. I listen to talk radio all the time on it. So think about that. It might be an option for you. You know, think about it. I mean, if you have home internet service, you know, $40 a month, there you go. This is all you need. Only downfall I found on this guy that I really do not like is going back to the 1990s text board keyboard. That keyboard is like, I mean, look at that thing. I got to do this number. That's the only thing I found that I don't like. But for most part, if I don't have somebody being impatient and trying to get me to go at it real fast and hard with my keyboard, I don't generally have a problem with that. I can pretty much take my time and get my messaging done. Now, if I want to do quick messaging like I would with a QWERTY keyboard, it comes on a touchscreen. That's not a good option. I'll just say that. And I don't expect you to do that. I'm just going to tell you to do what you want to do. But I'm just telling you from my personal experience, it's pretty good. And the radio doesn't work unless you have headphones plugged into it. You have to have headphones plugged into it, and that works with the antenna. And I listen to talk radio at nighttime. I just like flip it on, and 107.9 sometimes has some talk radio. If they're not doing anything that I listen to anything that I want to hear, I just go ahead and just flip over to music, the music channels. And if they're not playing anything I like, then I just go ahead and just go to my MP3 that's in here. And I got some songs in my MP3, so then I just go ahead and listen to my MP3 player. That may be an option for you. That may be an option for you. You might like that. Then again, you might be one of the type of people that's got a playlist and you look the hell out of YouTube, which is the way I kind of used to be. And I understand that. I'm not saying nothing about it. But listen, just think about it. And like I said, the pros, the cons. I found that it's just a little bit fatter than your average smartphone. Because it's a flip phone, it is a little bit fatter. And because it's a little bit fatter, it does feel a little bit fatter in your pocket. But you talk about, generally speaking, I can walk around with this little baby all day long and not even know I got it on me. I tell you, it's awesome. I love this little guy. I feel naked. I feel bare without him. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I'm leaving my pocket knife at the house now. It's awesome. But like I said, you know, you go to TrackPhone, you can get like 15. You could get on Mint Mobile with just a plain simple little phone. You can get Mint Mobile for $15 a month. You know, you can pay for a whole year's contract for $180, and you'll have $180, and you can buy. Let's think about that. $360 for two phones. $360. You have a whole year's worth of service, talk and text, and about 5 gigabytes on the web, something like that. So that's pretty good. Think about that. You can do that with one of these little flips. Excuse me. But yeah, well, for me, it's not just the cost saving thing. It's the cost saving thing. It's also for other kind of reasons. It's for other kind of reasons. But basically, it's for saving money. You know, because I found. Personally, I remember straight up that whenever COVID happened, the biggest trouble I had, and I don't know if it was the biggest trouble you had, but the biggest trouble I had whenever COVID happened was the fact that it was not a very good option for me to. It was not a very good option. It was a very hard option It was not a very good time for me, and I didn't really have a lot of money, and a lot of people didn't have a lot of money, so it was the best option I could see, you know what I'm saying, the best way I could see is to have a bunch of money. And whenever we go into this big recession and big everything else, we're already in a recession basically, but when we go into this whole thing, the best thing we do is have cash. Everything's about cash, and today cash is getting harder and harder to get. It's kind of the saying that you'll own nothing and be happy. Did you ever hear that story? Ever hear that? That's what they're saying. And really, having cash is going to make you king. And the bottom line is, all you got to do, sit back, save your money. And here's the way I'm looking at it. Sit back right now, and you don't have much money to spend anyway, stay at home. All right? If you're going to do anything, you're going to go out to eat or do anything, just go out on Saturday night to eat. Or maybe when you get out of church, and you're coming home from work, stop by, go to Wendy's. I seen a little family not too long back. They were stopped by Wendy's, got them something to eat after leaving church. So if you leave church, stop by, get something to eat. If you go down here to some place, if you don't go to church, go out on a Saturday night, go get something to eat. All right, if that's something that you want to do, go out and get you something to eat. Don't spend no money on non-necessities. And it's not saying that you can't have life. It doesn't say that you can't have hobbies. That's not what that means. It means don't buy anything. I'm not going to be able to buy anything. It doesn't say that I can't go spend $9 going bowling. It doesn't say that I can't go spend $9 this week on going bowling. I mean, we're talking about a dozen canned goods. That's $12. $9. That's $21. Okay, so I mean, really think about that. I mean, I'm just going out to have a little bit of good time bowling. I'm going to get me something to eat, stuff like that, so I can have a little bit of fun too. And then, like I said, buy that one prepping item. So even if I don't want to go bowling, I can go to the shoot pool or something. So it doesn't mean you don't have to have a life. But I would encourage you not to spend money even on that if you don't have to. But if you want to go out and do something, or there's something you want to do. But think about it though, how much more can you do around your own house? You can get your house much cleaner. Think about what you can do around your house. How much cleaner can you get your own house? I mean, do you have anything around your house that needs to be fixed? And you got boards laying out in the tool shed. Think about that. Can you get some things done? A whole lot of things done that you haven't not done. Have you got a television that's still on the leg stands, and you haven't mounted on the wall, but yet you own the wall mount to put it up, and you haven't done it yet? Think about that. Think about all the different things you can do. I mean, how much cleaner your house can be. You can strip and wax you can clean up and wax the floors. You can, well, now it's not mowing season, but in that 6-month period of time, come about April, it's going to be mowing season anyway, so you're going to have to mow. And then, like I said, if you're going to go out to eat or do something like that, just do it on a Saturday. Let the rest go. Don't go out and spend nothing. At least that's what I'm planning on doing. I ain't going to spend nothing. I ain't going to spend money on nothing. I mean nothing. I mean not nothing. And that's my New Year's resolution, and it's considered the most highest of all endurance challenges, because the endurance part is not buying anything. Can you imagine that? Can you just imagine what that would be like not to buy anything? But anyway, I don't want to get off on that subject too long, so I'm going to talk about the next subject. The next subject is I'm going to start going to the gym too. So the two, excuse me, I've been going to the gym, I've been working out, but then my gym started having this problem where it was having a major issue with just so much work going on. And every time I go in there, this is here and that's there, and this is here and that's there. So I said, okay, I still got my gym membership. I'll show you my. I still got my gym membership here, my YMCA pass, as you can see, and basically, I'm going to the gym still, but I'm going to go back to the gym more now because I think they've gotten that part worked out now. So I should be able to go to the gym pretty quickly because they just went through and just built a whole big brand new part on, and they had my gym all screwed up, man. It was bad. My gym was like, this part was here and that part was there. And so I need to start going back to the gym more. I got a little weight I need to lose, especially after all this is said and done. So that's a good idea to get myself back into a gym. And I was seeing a thing, and the last thing I want to talk about, but I was seeing a thing about people dropping their insurance. If you know me, people are going to be dropping their health care insurance. If you've watched me for any period of time, I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 24 minutes. But if you know me for any period of extent of time, if you've listened to my videos and you've listened to me talk to you in real life as a person, you'll know how I feel about the health insurance thing. I don't care if you drop your health insurance. I think it's the best thing you can do is drop your health insurance. Now, that's not me giving you medical advice. That's not, now, that every person is personally different, and you can personally decide what you want to do for yourself. Me personally, I think the best thing that you can pretty much do is drop your health insurance. And the reason why I think the best thing you do is drop your health insurance, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm giving you financial advice. But also, a good thing about dropping the health insurance is, I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor either. Now, don't get me wrong. If you did go to the doctor, go to the doctor. I'm not telling you not to go. I'm not telling you to not go to the doctor. If you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Okay, but let me kind of break this down a little bit. Okay, the reason why I think it's so good for everybody to drop their health insurance is it will crash the system to the point. In the health insurance system, it will crash the health insurance system, a health system to the point where they have to come to the table and start making it so that they accept everybody. You know, the hospitals will have to accept more health insurances because they're limited. They're limited. They're just hard. They're just basically making it harder to work with. Blue Cross and Blue Shield is not accepted at this hospital and that hospital. So many of them dropped that Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and yet employers want to deal with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but you can't go to the hospital with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. That's bullshit, you know. And so that's what I mean. If you go to the hospital and everything else, it's not going to be as bad as you think. Well, let me tell you something like this. Going down here to urgent care, me personally, I don't know why I got a bit of a cough tonight. I think I was coughing before because of sinuses, you know. So my sinus has been kind of bothering me, and I kind of made my throat a little bit sore. So I guess talking's bothering me. But if you go down to the hospital, if you go down here to the hospital, and down here to urgent care, for me anyway, my bill usually costs about, let's say, between $160 all the way up to about $260. So the $260 means they pretty much did X-rays, and then they gave you some medications and something like that. You know, so basically I can pay the bill for less than $300. You know, pay the bill and get my medicine most time for less than $300. So I just pay it. You know, if you take health insurance, your monthly payment this month is going to be $300 for me anyway. It's going to be $300. So think about that. You're going to be paying $300 for your health insurance, and you can just one bill pay it, get it out of the way. That includes your prescriptions. So you get your prescription too. Why would you want to go have health insurance? You just go pay it, pay the bill, just pay it. Just say, when you walk in there, just do like I do. I walk in there, there's urgent care down here. They have me in the system. Of course, I hadn't been down there since pre-COVID. I took my mama down there. She loves the place, and but I haven't been there since pre-COVID. But if you want to do something, do like me. Go down there and just tell them as you go down there, I want to pay the bill in full today. So when I leave here, I want to pay the bill. I don't have insurance. I want to pay the bill in full, and I'm going to pay it cash right now. And if you do that, they'll just go ahead and write the bill, make the bill. You hand them your debit card. You hand them your credit card, your debit card, but your debit or credit card. Just hand them your card. There you go. Here's my card, and then you just pay the bill straight up. If you don't have it straight up, you can put it on your credit card, which I don't really like or recommend. But if that's the option you got to go with, that's the option you got to go with. Pay it up in full right then. No points in the credit. No problem at all. You won't hear nothing. From. You don't have to pay the bill, but let me put it this way: if you don't have health insurance, it's probably not a good idea going around pissing people off down to these places like that, because they don't have to see you again. If you don't pay it this time, they might not want to see you the next time. So think about that. You want to keep a good relationship with the people that you like. and these little urgent care stuff like that. So keep a good relationship. But secondly, is if you got to go to the hospital, like me, I wasn't insured. You know what happened to my foot? I was out for 3 freaking weeks. I wasn't even able to work for 3 freaking weeks. I mean, I messed my foot up bad. No health insurance on me. All right, X-rays. Going to the doctor, X-rays and everything else. All right. Then I put out an additional $250 to go see a specialist, and then another $80. So it would be a total of about $1,900 in total with the hospital bill. That's with the X-rays. That's with my foot. That's with my foot thing, my foot boot, my boot and my foot, my crutches. My seeing the doctor, having them check my X-rays, and everything else. The whole deal was $1,500. The whole deal was $1,500 for that hospital visit. Then I went to a specialist. They charged me $250 at the specialist, and then I went to another specialist because I didn't like them. So I went to another specialist, and he charged me $80. So I went $80, $250, that's $330, then $1,500. Well, it equaled out to like $1,534. So I'm just going to call it $1,900 even. All right, but here's the deal though. I paid the $250 and I paid the $80 straight out of my pocket to go see the specialist. Then I made payments for a while through Access One. Around here we got Blue Ridge Healthcare. I don't know who you got in your area, but the Blue Ridge is sort of a big hospital chain in the South. But I made payments to them, and you can make payments. Just make payments, and those payments aren't that bad for me. For the $1,500 at first, the first one, and I had a choice to take a little lower one. But for $1,500, they also have some that's like with the payment plan. It's like a no interest thing, but then you have to pay it within like 6 months, and that's a pretty high payment. But so me, I took like an 18-month plan or something like that. No, I took anyway. You got like a 3-tier plan. It's like you got a high payment, then you got a middle payment, you got a low payment. Then you just make the payments through Access One. That's it. Then you can put it on auto pay. You type in your account information. They'll put it on auto pay. They'll take it right out of your account. So, like I said, for me, that was $2,000. That was $1,500, and you can make the payments. Let me ask you a question: which one would you rather pay? $300 a month to a health insurance that's not going to pay your bill? You give them $7,000 a day. You give them $7,000 this year. Okay, between you and between your employer, you give them $7,000 this year. Okay, your employer pays a whole lot of money out for you, and then so on and so forth. Or you can choose to get your own medical insurance. But even if you get your own medical insurance at $300 a month, that's an $8,600 deductible. For me, that's an $8,600 deductible. My foot deal, $1,900. Think about that. Get yourself out of the. If you're in the health insurance thing, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not in it. Some people say, "Oh my God, the dread and I have no health insurance." Well, I can tell you this from me personally: the dread of having no health insurance thing wasn't really all that bad, because I haven't had near the amount of trouble. out of all that stuff. My foot got messed up, but I'm still much better off than I ever was before. I really am. I cannot even imagine paying that kind of thing. My company right now wants $3,000. All right, I'm getting a bit out of brained. I'm talking too much, so I think it's about time to get off. But anyway, if I give the health insurance company $7,000, and I make a $1,500 bill, but yet me and my company give them $7,000, and the company, they said, "Oh, you have to meet $1,000 deductible." After me and my company give them $7,000. They give them, I meet my $1,000 deductible. They give them $500, and then I turn around and give them $1,000, and they still get $6,500 of my money, and they didn't pay shit. That's not acceptable for me. But anyway, it's time to get off. I don't want to make this video too long. I've already made it 34 minutes. That's unacceptable. So you be good at it. Take it easy, and I hope you have a great New Year's. I'll try to talk to you about New Year's Day. Anyway, be good at it.